10 greatest composers of all time. 1. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Regarded as the musical prodigy, Austrian composer Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart is considered the foremost figure in the top 10 greatest composers of all time. Born into a family with a father who was a minor musician, Mozart was taught to play musical instruments from a young age, and he displayed his talents from then onwards. According to many historical accounts, Mozart composed his first piece of music when he was just 5 years old. Mozart is the most famous composer in the European classical music genre. His works are seen as the pinnacle of symphonic, chamber, operatic, and piano music. Mozart's iconic compositions, such as Turkish March, Requiem, Die Zauberflöte, Don Giovanni, Ein kleine Nachtmusik, Piano Sonata, Symphony No. 40, Symphony No. 5, and others have become timeless melodies. Detailed information. Full name: Johannes Chrysostomus Wolfgangus Theophilus Mozart. Nationality: Austrian born, January 27, 1756 died, December 5, 1791. Key music genres: symphony, chamber music, opera, piano. 2. Beethoven. Beethoven, a talented composer, was no less than Mozart. Born later, Beethoven faced the immense shadow of Mozart from an early age. When he was young, Beethoven's father hoped that his son would become a musical prodigy like Mozart, but he was not successful. However, as he matured, Beethoven's musical talent blossomed. He was influenced by Mozart's classical music, but also paved the way for the new Romantic music movement that would later flourish in Europe. According to biographical records, Beethoven became completely deaf at the age of 49, but he never gave up composing music. Legend has it that he used a rod placed on his piano's sounding board to sense vibrations and perceive the music. Throughout his career, Beethoven contributed a vast treasure trove of music, with some of his compositions becoming classics. Beethoven's notable works include Moonlight Sonata for release, Symphony No. 5, Symphony No. 9, and Allegretto. Detailed information. Full name: Ludwig van Beethoven. Nationality: German-born, December 17, 1770 died, March 26, 1827. Key music genres: symphony, chamber music, sonata, concerto. 3. Bach. Not to be outdone by Mozart and Beethoven, Bach is considered the composer of the gospel in music. Bach was born into a musical family, and his name is closely associated with the Baroque era. Although later, Bach was considered somewhat outdated and only composed simple pieces for musical instruments, when the classical music genre rose to prominence in Europe. The admiration of later musical geniuses like Mozart, Beethoven, and Haydn demonstrated Bach's greatness. He has been likened to the William Shakespeare of music, and is considered the master of the most famous composers. Beethoven even called him the father of harmony. Bach's notable musical compositions include Brandenburg concertos, Mass in B minor, the Well-Tempered Clavier, as well as numerous cantatas, choral works, partitas, passions, and organ music. Detailed information. Full name: Johann Sebastian Bach. Nationality: German-born, March 21, 1685 died, June 28, 1750. Key music genres: Baroque, harmony, ensemble, chamber music. 4. Haydn. Haydn is an indispensable name in the top 10 greatest composers of all time. He's acclaimed as the father of the symphony, and also the mentor of Mozart and Beethoven. Haydn's parents recognized his talent from a young age and agreed to the proposal of the Hamburg Music School principal to allow their son to study and live there. At that time, Haydn was only 6 years old, and from then on, he never lived with his parents again. Haydn once worked as a freelance musician, and for him, Bach was a great composer who inspired him. Haydn gradually advanced in his career, receiving sponsorship from nobles and serving as a music director for a renowned count. Later, Haydn had the honor of becoming an official member of the wealthy and influential Esterházy family, and he also became close friends with Princess Maria, the wife of Prince Nikolaus. These circumstances helped Haydn's career flourish throughout Europe. Haydn's most notable works include Symphony No. 140, Andante, Die Schöpfung, Serenade, Symphony No. 94, and Concerto in C major. Detailed information: full name, Franz Joseph Haydn. Nationality, Austrian born, March 31, 1730 to died, May 31, 1809. Key music genres: symphony, string quartets, chamber music, sonata. 5. Wagner. Wagner is a famous German composer. Compared to Bach, Mozart, Beethoven, and Haydn, Wagner belongs to a later generation. Wagner's music is regarded as having significant innovations in both technique and genre. He made significant contributions to the development of opera, especially through his use of leitmotif music, associated with specific characters in a dramatic work. Not only a great composer, Wagner also played a role in politics and the German Revolution. Wagner was also the idolized composer of Hitler, as Hitler recognized the strong influence of Wagner's music on himself, although he did not fully align with Wagner's political views. Wagner's notable compositions include Der Ring der Nibelungen, Venusberg Musik, Die Walküre, and more. He expressed his musical ideas in a synthesis of various art forms, including music, drama, and poetry, known as Gesamtkunstwerk, meaning total artwork. These are condensed into the 4 opera works collectively called Der Ring der Nibelungen, composed in 1876. He even built his own opera house, the Bayreuth Festspielhaus, to stage his works as he envisioned. Detailed information: full name, Wilhelm Richard Wagner. Nationality: German born, May 22, 1813 died, February 13, 1883. Key music genres: opera, music drama, leitmotif, overture. 6. Schubert. Franz Peter Schubert, January 31, 1797, November 19, 1828, was an Austrian composer. He composed 600 Lieder, songs, 9 symphonies, including the famous Unfinished Symphony, as well as sacred music, chamber music, and solo piano pieces. Although Schubert had many admirers of his works, such as his teacher Antonio Salieri and the renowned singer Johann Michael Vogel, his music was not widely recognized during his lifetime, and his career was often reliant on the support of friends and family. Schubert passed away at the young age of 31 due to the incurable illness of typhoid fever. Several decades after Schubert's death, his works gained recognition and became some of the most celebrated in the early 19th century. Partly due to the efforts of fellow composers like Franz Liszt, Robert Schumann, and Felix Mendelssohn. Today, Schubert is considered one of the greatest composers of the late classical and early Romantic periods, and his compositions continue to be performed extensively in the early 19th century. Detailed information. Full name: Franz Peter Schubert. Nationality: Austrian-born, January 31, 1797. Died November 19, 1828. Key music genres: symphony, chamber music, lieder songs, piano, sacred music. 7. Liszt. When discussing the top 10 greatest composers of all time, one cannot forget Liszt, the renowned composer and pianist from Hungary. He's regarded as one of the greatest composers and piano virtuosos of all time. Franz Liszt, a masterful piano performer, conductor, and composer, who revolutionized piano performance techniques, was born in Reading in 1811. He received his initial music lessons from his father, Adam Liszt, an accountant working under the patronage of Princess Esterházy in Eisenstadt. When Haydn was the court composer, Adam quickly recognized that his son had extraordinary musical talents. Liszt's greatest contributions to piano literature include the 24 studies, 1838, 12 transcendental studies, 1838, and the 3 sets of Agnese di Pellegrino, 183677. Among his piano compositions, his most renowned work is the Sonata in B minor 185-53, Mephisto Waltz, and many other popular piano pieces. His most significant compositions for both piano and orchestra include the 2 piano concertos in E-flat major and A major, as well as the Totentanz Dance of the Dead, a chilling, imaginative piece based on the Dies Irae theme. Liszt's music is often considered unconventional and at times flawed. What made Liszt great was his ability to absorb and fully embrace the musical concepts and trends of his time. He undoubtedly owed much to the diverse cultures and experiences he encountered throughout his life. Detailed information. Full name: Franz Liszt. Nationality: Hungarian-born, October 20, 1811. Died July 31, 1886. Key music genres: piano. 8. Verdi. G. Verdi was born on October 10, 1813, in La Roncoli, a village near Busseto, which is now part of Parma, Italy. His father was an innkeeper. He was introduced to music through the church choir and received his first composition lessons in the parish where he lived. At the age of 20, G. Verdi moved to Milan to further his musical education. However, due to exceeding the age limit, he was not accepted into the conservatory. From there, he embarked on a self-directed and relentless journey of learning. This, in part, can explain his innovative approach to composing opera. In 1839, G. Verdi composed his first opera, Oberto, and at the age of 30, he achieved great success with Nabucco. The chorus of a pensiero from this opera was once considered Italy's unofficial national anthem, and I Lombardi. The content of these operas was imbued with a strong patriotic spirit. The performance of Nabucco at the renowned La Scala Opera House in Milan in 1842 was a resounding success and officially marked G. Verdi's dominance in Italian opera. In the later years of his life, when he had reached the peak of his fame, G. Verdi surprised music lovers by composing the humorous opera Falstaff, a masterpiece of comic opera that was just as successful as his earlier tragic works. G. Verdi passed away on January 27, 1901, in Milan. His funeral was conducted with great solemnity, akin to a state funeral, with the participation of many citizens and government officials. It can be concluded that G. Verdi was born, grew up, and appeared in the music world at the right golden moment, allowing his talent to flourish and his name to become illustrious. Detailed information. Full name: Giuseppe Fortunino Francesco Verdi. Nationality: Italian born, October 10, 1813. Died January 27, 1901. Key music genres: opera, concerto, overture, musical theatre. 9. Brahms. Brahms was a great German composer, conductor, and musician. He is considered a successor to the best elements of the Baroque, Classical, and Romantic eras, which he incorporated into his works. Born into a Lutheran family in Hamburg, Brahms spent most of his career in Vienna, Austria. His reputation and influence were recognized during his lifetime. According to 19th-century conductor Hans von Bülow, Brahms was often grouped with Johann Sebastian Bach and Ludwig van Beethoven as the 3Bs. Brahms is honored alongside Bach and Beethoven in the 3Bs, which includes 3 composers whose last names begin with B, and are considered the most outstanding. Some of Brahms's notable compositions include Hungarian Dance No. 5, Lullaby Cantet die Liegen, Intermezzo, Ravel, La Valse, and M72. Detailed information. Full name: Johannes Brahms. Nationality: German born, May 7, 1833. Died April 3, 1897. Key music genres: symphony, chamber music, choral music. 10. Schumann. The final figure in the top 10 greatest composers of all time is Schumann, a prominent composer of the 19th century. Schumann's style is characterized by piano compositions and contributions to the Romantic era. He is seen as an excellent successor to Beethoven and Schubert. Robert Schumann was born in Zwickau, Saxony, on June 8, 1810. The youngest of 5 children in the family, his father, a publisher and bookseller, had a deep love for music and literature. His mother, an amateur musician, taught him basic piano skills, and by the age of 11, he was attempting to turn his youthful dreams into a small composition for voice and instruments based on Psalm 150. Although renowned for his lyrical and vibrant music, Schumann's life was marked by numerous hardships. In the final 2 years of his life, he had to be admitted to a mental asylum, and he passed away at the age of 46. Some of Schumann's representative works include Reverie, Kinderschoenen, Widmung, Der Nussbaum, and more. Detailed information. Full name: Robert Alexander Schumann. Nationality: German born, June 8, 1810. Died July 29, 1856. Key music genres: piano, lieder songs, symphony, opera, sacred music. These are the top 10 greatest composers of all time, featuring renowned names like Bach, Haydn, Mozart, Beethoven, and others. They are all celebrated composers, musicians, and artists known for their timeless compositions that have shaped the world of music and continue to be revered by generations of musicians and music lovers.